Okay, and let's begin. Welcome again to today's session for the on-off-boarding beta training. So what is the on-off-boarding module? This is a valuable tool designed to streamline and enhance the onboarding and off-boarding experiences for new hires and resignees. The system will help to automate many administrative tasks associated with tracking employee lifecycle. So some of the key features include having on-off-boarding tasks on the system and treating it as a workflow management software, where you can create multiple categories, multiple tasks that are configurable in each category. You can have multiple action person assigned for the different tasks that you create. And we also have an insightful dashboard. So what is it used for? Typically, the onboarding process would include background checks and paperwork, the provisioning of access, allocation of resources such as your laptops, your phones, assigning of policies, and then there's training for employees and the probation and confirmation processes. Similarly, for offboarding, the process would typically include revocation of access, deallocation of resources, and the exit and post-exit formalities. So on-offboarding process would be giving access to on-offboarding, and then you can create the categories in the system. You can create tasks and assign them to people, and then complete the task in the system. So let's just jump right into the system itself. So right now I am logged in my super admin account. In my super admin account, to access the on-offboarding module, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and on the panel, click on on-offboarding. In the on-offboarding menu, you can go to Configuration tab. Under Configuration, this is where you'll be able to create categories and tasks for any on-offboarding task. So the first thing you'll see is the category. Under Category, you'll see two different tabs, one for onboarding and one for offboarding. Under onboarding, if you do not have any tasks assigned or created yet, not to worry. You will be able to create them by clicking on the New Category option. Same thing for the Offboarding tab, where you'll be able to see all the different categories that you have created, and you can create new categories for offboarding. So let's start with onboarding. Under onboarding, you can see that I have two created already. One is for the new hires and one for paperwork. There was a copy created as well, which I will show you how to delete shortly. But first, let's see how to create new categories. So to create a new category, such as my new hire or paperwork, you can click on New Category. Here, under the new category, you can enter the category name. So all the tasks related to this particular category will be created here. So for example, let's go ahead and create one for department-related tasks. Description. Any department-related task to be added here. Okay. So the next thing will be to create new tasks under this category itself. Or you can go ahead, save it first, and come back to it later. If we do save it, like how I just did, then you'll see the new category that has been created here, along with the other two that I have created before. What happens if you have accidentally created a new task or a new category? Not to worry, so you can always delete it by clicking on this trash icon here. You can also duplicate any categories that you have created before by clicking on this copy category option. By clicking on copy, this will create a duplicate with all the tasks in that category itself. So you have a copy of the same task. To delete, just click on the trash and then click on delete to confirm. So now let's see how to add tasks in each category. So clicking inside one of it. Okay, let's go ahead with paperwork. I'll go ahead, click on the edit icon so I can update my category. Here under the paperworks, you'll be able to see that I have two tasks already created. One for confirmation letters and another for employee contract. So these are all the different tasks that you can set up for that particular task itself. So now you know that under paperworks, there will be a few administrative materials that you have to update. So this is where you can create it. So to create, click on New Task. And then here's where you can add in any other task related to paperworks or the category that you have created. Let's go ahead, create an example. So another paperwork that you might need will be applications for work permit. So if I have a new hire that is foreign staff, I would have to apply the work permit for the staff. So here I have entered task name as application for work permit. Description. You can add in a description so you know what exactly this task is about. So here, application for foreign employees work permit. You'll also notice that there are placeholders on the top here. So if you just click on it and drag into the box, you'll be able to add in those placeholders. The next one will be task owners. So these task owners will be who will be responsible for this particular task itself. If you select as all employees, which is the default, all employees that you assign for this particular hire will be involved. You can also choose specific employees that can be involved for this particular task. So for example, if only the HR in the company will be doing the application for work permits, you can select just the employee, or rather just the HR person that will be in charge for the application. Okay, so here you can see I have selected myself, the super admin. The next will be the due date. So if there's any due dates that you need to do this task by, you will be able to set it. First option is none, which means if there's no due date, that's fine. You can just leave it as none. If it needs to be done on the join date itself, where the employee joins, you can select the second option. Or if you need to set it a few days before or after the join date, you will be able to set the third option here and choose how many days or weeks or even month before or after the join date that this task has to be done. You can also set to schedule reminders before or after the task is created, or even on the due date. If there's any attachments that you would like to add it in, you can add in as well. This could include templates for applications or any forms that you would like to include in the task, so that when you assign it to anyone, they will be able to access those files as well. Go ahead and save that. Or if you would like to create another task immediately, you can click on Save and New. So let's click Save. And here you can see this new onboarding task has been created. So I just need to click on the Update button to confirm the changes. And so if I go back into New Hire, let's go ahead, click on Update. You'll be able to see all the different tasks, under Paperworks. We'll be able to see all the different tasks, including the one that we just created for application of work permit. You can see who it's assigned to and the due date as well. So this one is due on the join date itself. You can see another example that I have done for confirmation letter, which is assigned to specific people in the company where there's no due date here. For the task itself, you will be able to duplicate as well, meaning you can copy this particular task. So all the information for this task that you created earlier will be copied and you can just edit it as you require. Again, if you need to delete it, you can just click on the trash icon to delete it. There's also an eye icon for you to just view without editing the information. If you need to delete the entire category, you can also delete it by clicking on this delete icon here. or rather the task, and then delete. Now going back, so the same thing can be done for all other categories that you require. So here you can see for new hires, if I click into the update icon, you'll be able to see all the different tasks that I have created for new hires, which includes system and access, new user account creations, product training, HR orientation. If there's anything else, I can just click on new task and edit. Going back, now let's take a look at offboarding. For offboarding process, it will be the same as how we created for onboarding. So here for offboarding, same thing. If you need to create new categories, just click on new category and then go ahead, create the category name, description, and then add in new task for that particular category. Once you have created, click on the save button, and then it should be created under this list here. So here you can see I have two current active ones, one for resignees and one for paperwork. So I can take a look at the resignees for an example. I click on the update button, I'll be able to see all the different tasks involved for resignees. So tasks would include clearance form, returning company property. So again, offboarding tasks or categories will be similar to how you create for onboarding. And that will be how you create categories and set it up for on and offboarding tasks. Now that we have created all the tasks and categories, we can go ahead and start using the module itself. So to start using, you can go into your on-offboarding module and then go into dashboard. Under the dashboard, you'll be able to see the very first section where it shows company tasks. So for all the tasks involved, it will be listed out here for the employees. You'll also notice that it's split up between onboarding and offboarding, and you can also choose to filter by the date. So you can see right now by default is showing up for the last 30 days. I can choose just to show for today, for yesterday, for this week, for last week, and the last 30 days. There's also an option to customize the view. So if I would like to see maybe last month and this month, I will be able to update the dates to see for the 2 months. There will also be an option here to view all company tasks. This is a shortcut icon to bring you to the page under this task page to view all the company tasks as a list. So the same goes for the offboarding section. So if I have any employees that have resigned, it will be listed out here. The next section will be the to-do list. So this to-do list will list it out in the task rather than employees. So here under to-do list, you'll be able to see all the items that haven't been completed yet that are still pending. So again, you can click on view all tasks to view the entire list, and the same for offboarding. If you have any resignees, it will be listed out here. So for onboarding, if you like to view the particular task and what needs to be done, you will also be able to click on this view button to view exactly what needs to be done for that particular task. Once it's done, you can just click on the mark as complete here as well. The very last section on this page will be to initiate onboarding for new hires, or on the offboarding section, you can initiate offboarding for resigning employees. So this is how you can start the process. So for example, here under onboarding, you'll be able to see I have 2 new employees. One is for Frank and one is for Electra. Frank has already been initiated, meaning I have started the onboarding process. So for you to start, all you need to do is just click on the initiate onboarding button. And then as soon as you click on the initiate, you'll be able to see what are the different tasks you would like to select for that particular employee. So these are all the different tasks that would involve for this particular employee. You can take a look at all the options as well. If you like to remove any of it, you can still choose to untick the options to remove for that particular staff. If you'd like to add in a new task, you still can. So just click on New Task, and the process is the same on how you create a new task. Okay, once that is done, you can click on the Initiate Onboarding to begin. So now that we have started it, you can see for Electra, here under Onboarding, we are able to see her record. Previously, it was just for Frank. So here we haven't done any task involved for Electra, so which is why you're seeing it as 0 out of 5 tasks completed. You can click on the View option to see all the different tasks for that particular employee. You can also choose to sort it by the different statuses. So if I click into the options, again, you'll be able to see all the different tasks involved. You can click on the eye icon to view the different tasks, or the edit task icon to update the options. You can also choose to delete at this point. So this will be the dashboard itself. Now let's go into the task section. So under On-Offboarding Module, if I click on task, here, the very first tab will be the to-do list. So under to-do list, again, you'll see onboarding tab and offboarding tab. Under onboarding, you'll be able to see all the different tasks that needs to be done. So here you can just take a look by clicking on the view button. And if it's done, you can just click on mark as complete. You can also add a comment for more remarks before clicking on add mark as complete. The same goes for offboarding. So if there's any task involved for resignees, it will be all listed out here, and you will be able to mark it as complete. The next tab will be the company task. So same thing, it will be listed out as onboarding and offboarding tabs. And here you'll be able to see all the different tasks. And if you click on the three buttons, the three dot button, you'll be able to see all the tasks as all the assigned tasks. You'll be able to view, edit, or delete it. So clicking on view, you'll be able to see what exactly the task is for production. Under history tab, again, you'll see it by the onboarding and offboarding. So for onboarding, you'll be able to see when exactly it was completed. So this could be like your audit trail where you'll be able to see all the completed actions for the task and on which day it was completed. So that will be all for the on and offboarding module. So why use the on-offboarding module? This module helps to automate administrative tasks associated with bringing a new employee on or off board. It helps ensure a structured and standardized process for all new hires and resigning staff. It also helps to foster a sense of belonging and an engagement in new employees. The system can accelerate the time it takes for new hires to become productive in their roles, and also the system can scale to accommodate the needs of any growing organization. So since it's still on beta, if you need any support, please do not hesitate to contact our support team via email, through the WhatsApp line, or our in-app chat.